Hello everyone, Joel here. Looking at the quick pace of indie game production, the urge of searching for new Metroidvanias is impossible to hold back. So, after making an upcoming Metroidvania list in the past, I thought why not using this opportunity to recommending some of the new Metroidvania games that is ready to play at the moment. Please note, I will also make some games from the late of 2022 because I think they are still relevant in the second quarter of 2023. Alright then, let's get started. As someone who loves sci-fi games, Dark is an absolute delight. The game features a protagonist who looks like Hung from Resident Evil and wields an impressive arsenal of weapons such as swords, hammers, scythes, and firearms. The combat is pretty similar to Dead Cells, where you have a good mix of melee and ranged attacks that are flashy and engaging. The world of Dark is filled with varied enemies and power-ups, and not to mention totems that are randomized with each playthrough, providing a unique and challenging experience every time you play. I recently played Clunky Hero, and I have to say that it's a pretty fun game. The platformer Metroidvania style mixed with some RPG elements and tons of humor really made for a unique experience. The controls were simple enough with just WASD to move, spacebar to jump, and clicking to attack. The graphics might not seem appealing at first, but once you taste the game's atmosphere, you will appreciate that they choose to use this art style. Alice Escape is a unique 2D Metroidvania game where you play two characters who are trying to catch a girl named Alice and bring her back to their world. The graphics are amazing, with each area being full of color and detail that gives the environments and NPCs personality. The gameplay is centered around a tag team battle system, which allows you to switch between Usada and Kotora to chain together impressive combos. You also have the ability to upgrade your characters using skill points, which are earned by fighting enemies, finding them in the field, and collecting crystal pieces while exploring. Angel's Gear is an amazing Metroidvania game that combines sci-fi and horror elements. The characters in this game are endearing, and the story is interesting enough to keep you hooked till the end. The combat in Angel's Gear is much more challenging than you would expect, with limited ammunition for your ranged weapons. The bosses themselves are also fun to fight, and still provide some challenges that feels fair even for newcomers. Some days ago, I had a blast playing Vernal. The game feels like a mix of Mega Man Zero and Devil May Cry, and the combat is both smooth and enjoyable, especially after purchasing new spells. Moving through the beautifully crafted environments is a delight, and mastering Vernal's many combos and spells allows for some truly devastating attacks. The platforming mechanics are solid, with fluid movement and classic genre tropes like non-explicit combinations to extend jump distance. However, the flying ability can feel clunky and hard to control at times, but still, if you love Metroidvania genre, this game is a must-try. After playing Lone Fungus recently, I have to say that I'm really impressed with this game. The movement system is incredibly fluid and responsive, making it a joy to move around the environment. The pogo mechanics also adds a new dimension to the gameplay, and the power-ups and abilities you gain throughout the game add a lot of depth to the gameplay. The game seems to be inspired by Hollow Knight and Celeste core gameplay, featuring similar fast attack animations, a focus on exploration, and of course the challenge room's level design. Deepening Fire is a Metroidvania RPG with a cartoonish aesthetic and a dark fantasy story. As a fan of Salt and Sanctuary, I found myself drawn to the similar combat and overall style of the game, which felt tight and responsive. The blocking and parry mechanic is really crucial in this game and plays a key role in achieving success. The leveling system is simple but effective, and armor weight management adds an extra layer of strategy to the game. Trinity Fusion is an incredibly fun and challenging sci-fi roguelike Metroidvania that will keep you entertained for hours. The game features a sprawling multiverse with 3 different worlds, each with a unique version of the main character. The fast-paced combat is incredibly satisfying and precise, with a range of weapons and abilities that allow you to customize your playstyle. The movement system is also smooth and reminiscent of Metroid Dread, allowing you to dash through incoming attacks and combo your enemies to death. I've gotta say, Rusted Moss is probably the most unique new Metroidvania that I've played in 2023. The game has a unique physics-based grapple and a full 360 aiming system that make the gameplay feels fresh and exciting. It puts a strong emphasis on precision gunplay, allowing players to switch between their arsenal of weapons to best suit their playstyle and situation. One of the best things about Rusted Moss is the morally ambiguous characters. It's an interesting take on the usual good versus evil storylines and adds a layer of depth to the game's narrative. Ghost Song is an interesting blend of Metroid with Souls-like elements. You will delve deeper into a world full of mystery, space horror, cool bosses, and interconnected areas. The combat system is unique, with your primary weapon capable of overheating, forcing you to be tactical with your shots. The skill gates are also well designed, and the interactive map makes the exploration enjoyable for the most part. The story is intriguing, with each interaction with an NPC leaving you wanting to know more about the strange moon you are exploring. Elderand is a 2D action platformer with RPG and Souls-like elements. The game challenges you to vanquish unholy creatures' hordes and beat massive bosses. Just like any RPGs, this game has a skill system. You could level up and invest points in 4 different stats. As you progress and improve your characters, enemies that were previously tough to beat become easier to deal with. The combat feels quick and clean, and there's a decent set of weapons to play around with. Exploration is also a big part of the game, with items and abilities to find and new areas to explore. If you love Metroidvania genre, most likely you will love 9 Years of Shadows. As the sane woman protagonist, you are tasked with exploring the mysterious corridors of Talos to defeat its inhabitants and eliminate the curse that has befallen the world. The game features puzzles and your usual skill gate to acquire, along with a halberd for close combat and long-range attacks. The game's visuals are stunning, and the movement as well as the melee combat feels smooth and satisfying. The soundtrack and backgrounds are also well done, creating an immersive experience for the players. Moonscars is a fantastic 2D hack and slash RPG. The grind presentation is intentional and adds to the game's atmosphere, which is very reminiscent of Dark Souls and similar games. The story is cryptic and vague, with each character having their own goals and intentions. The combat is where this game really shines. It requires you to use your whole kit of dodging, parrying, and special attacks. The pixel art is beautiful and the atmospheric soundtrack is perfect. If you enjoy games like Blasphemous or any Souls-like Metroidvania, this game is a must-try. As someone who loves Metroidvania, I really love Bloody Hell. The Metroidvania elements are executed extremely well, and I found myself constantly exploring to unlock new upgrades for my character. The combat is definitely a highlight, with responsive controls that allow for satisfying combos and fast-paced action. The Blood Vial system is a unique addition to add an extra layer of strategy to battles, as you have to balance attacking and collecting vials to heal yourself. And let's not forget about the chickens. They may seem like a silly addition, but they are actually a clever way to encourage exploration and add a bit of humor to the game. It's been a blast playing ASTLIBRA, an action RPG that reminds me of the classic PS1 or PS2 games. The combat is addictive and there are tons of gear to craft, making it feel like there's always something new to discover. Although the game isn't a traditional Metroidvania, there's still plenty of freedom to backtrack and explore. Despite being an indie game, this game actually has a well-written story, which revolves around time travel and its consequences. Combine all that with a beautiful 2D art style and fantastic soundtrack, trust me, if you love 2D action RPG or Metroidvania, you really have to try this game. Alright boys, I think that's it for today. I know that there may be other great new Metroidvania that I haven't mentioned yet, so how about sharing your best new Metroidvania that probably deserves a spot in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss another great list. Thank you for watching and have a good day. Peace!